What's going on? What's going on? I hope everyone is doing just freaking fine. You and your loved ones. That's right. I'm cool too. Now check this out. So in trucking, a lot of people go out with trainers over the road to teach them or to train them or to coach them or to mentor them on what they'll need to do when they get in their own truck. And that's cool. That's cool. As long as the trainer train you. As long as you allow the trainer to train you. And that's a big difference. I was with a trainer a long time ago when I first started trucking. Well, I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I did though. But I've learned that I really didn't. And I'm saying it because of one situation. Reading an atlas. So we didn't have the GPSs to use back then, back in 94. We had to use an atlas though. I'm from South Carolina and my trainer was like, you know how to read a map? I mean, that's how he talked. I said, yeah, I know how to read a map. And I know I was hot-headed. All right, show me how we're going to get from here to Chicago. But we was in North Carolina and we had to go to Chicago, Illinois. Well, I didn't realize you had to go page to page and how you had to, you had to put that thing together. The ones who used the atlas. I turned right to South Carolina. I'm looking like, thinking back, I felt stupid. He said, how you going to drive a truck? You know how to read a map. That's how he said, give me that map here. Let me show you. So he showed me how to read the map and how to use a road atlas. That was cool. Once I learned that, it was old. I was already able to drive. Because I was already driving 10 wheelers before I even went over the road with a coach, with a trainer. So another thing though, when you get with a trainer, it's like they're home away from home. So you gotta respect that. You can't just go in there trying to Joe Louis your way over everything. You gotta make sure you respect that. That it's like they're home away from home. So, they may have a place for you to put your items. You can't like bring the kitchen sink with you. You bring, 1 or 2 weeks worth of clothing, stuff that you need in maybe 2 bags. Because it's not like the truck is so large anyways. So enough for a couple weeks over the road. That way you can wash your clothes at the laundromat in the truck stop. Truck stops, most of them have washing machines, drying, stuff like that. Or maybe even at a terminal, depending on the company you go with, or whatever the case may be. So all I'm saying is this: you pack light as you can. All right, and do the work. The work is for you to do. The job is yours to do, not your trainers. They can already do it. It's for you to do. So don't sit back and just let them do the work, because they'll do it. They're gonna get paid no matter what. They're responsible for the load being on time. They're responsible for the load being delivered, claim free, damage free, safe and on time. You got a responsibility too, is when you're behind the wheel, you got to make the safety sensitive decisions. So when it's time to take a break, take the break. Don't be on your phone if you're supposed to be sleeping, because you got to be able to drive. And so that's a whole other thing, is being able to sleep while the truck is moving. You won't know if you can do it yet. But you're going to learn that you probably will, because you're going to get really tired. And, when it comes to backing the truck up at these, at the shippers or the receivers, you need to do it. Even if you don't complete it first time, second time, whatever. You need to attempt every one. Even if they got, okay, let me get in there and do it for you, and let me finish it so we can get to the dock. That's cool. That's okay. But try it, because the more you do it, the better you get at it. If you don't do it, then how do you expect to get better? All right, I'm giving you game right here. So check it. Do all the work. When it comes time to do the paperwork, do it at least. They need to show you how to do it, because the whole key to it, when you go to road with a trainer, is to learn the job. All right? Some people don't go to road with a trainer and they still learn the job. A lot of times the trainer just have you go down the road. When it's time to get out the road, they probably take over. Or they might let you drive to the place. When it's time to back, they're going to want to back it in. I'll show you later. I'll teach you later. You need to do every one. Don't get in an argument. Those kind of contests about it. If they say no, okay, that's fine. But you need to be able to do the job. All I'm saying. A good trainer will at least let you try. All that doing this and doing that, doing all this and all that. Forget all that. You still need to get out and look. You still need to pay attention. Because when you're behind the wheel of the truck, you're the captain of the ship. if you behind the wheel and somebody telling you to come back, you feel like you're too close, you need to put it in neutral, set the brakes, get out and look for yourself. Because if you hit something, you can't be saying, well, my trainer told me to come back, or this person was guiding me and they guided me right into somebody else's truck. It ain't gonna fly. Well, you still responsible. Just because you're brand new, that don't mean nothing. You still responsible. You knew you should have got out and looked anyways. All right. Now, mealtime. When it's time to eat, eat, get your rest. You will need to sleep. A good trainer will not just get you behind the wheel and then an hour or two or whatever, and then go hide in the bunk, sleep or whatever. Now that's it happens, and it may be okay sometimes, but when you have a question, how you gonna ask them if they're in the bunk? So you need to make sure, don't just do anything. If you have a question, you need to, hey, I need you to be up here with me if you can, because I need to make sure I'm doing this right. You got to communicate with the trainer. The trainer might be like, you driving fine, I'm gone, but if you need the trainer there, it should be right there, answering your questions, making sure you're doing what you need to do to be safe and be on time and not get lost and all this other stuff. Yeah, we got GPS now, but no GPS is 100%. So you got to read the signs. You got to pay attention. You got to do all that. All right. And again, when it's time to take your break, take your freaking break. Get all the rest you can. It's very important. Sometimes the trainers they feel like you're doing okay. They might try to run as a team. They'll drive a shift. You'll drive a shift. Well, they're going to get paid no matter what. You might be getting a flat rate of pay or whatever, but you're supposed to be getting the training. So when it's all said and done, it's time for you to go get your truck. You be able to continue to do the job, to get the work done. All right. You may have to go back to the company you're with. They may have to have some type of, examination or evaluation or even a testing process. I don't know. It depends on where you go, depends on what they do. All right. But you need to be ready. Otherwise, it's going to prolong your career. Now, the truck is small and sometimes, things get a little heated sometimes. The trainer might not want you to eat in the bunk. Then don't eat in the bunk. Simple. Might not want you to take your shoes back there. Don't take your shoes back there. Simple. Say, don't move the truck unless I say so, or unless I'm here. Then don't do it. There's been situations in the past, and it may be happening now. It was at the fuel aisle, and the truck behind the trainer went inside to take care of business while the trainee or the mentee or whatever you want to call him, the coach partner, was still with the truck. Well, the guy behind was blowing the horn because he was impatient and wanted to get to the fuel pump. It was tying up a fuel pump. I don't know, the train was taking too long. So what did he do? He told him, hey, I need you to move. I need to get fuel. So what did he do? He get in the driver's seat, move the truck, and try to find somewhere to park. All right. Sometimes they have accidents. Sometimes they don't, but it's the wrong thing to do is to move the truck without the trainer saying you can do it. All right. Because you could have an accident or something can go wrong and it's your fault. All right. It's very important also to make sure that you're driving on your logs, because you'll be the co-driver. You make sure you're driving on your logs. Make sure the trainer is not driving on your logs. So it's yours. You're responsible to manage your own time, keep your logs current. If you're driving, it doesn't matter if you just came off your 10-hour break and you driving down the road, you start getting tired, you start feeling fatigued. All right, your best bet is to make sure your trainer knows, and you need to get from behind the wheel. Stop at a safe location. I don't know if you need to get out, get some fresh air, get some coffee or whatever. Because sometimes you can sleep for 10 hours. Well, you can take your 10-hour break and you get up, you're feeling good, fresh, ready to roll. 2 hours later, you're just tired as hell. You're like, damn. You need to make sure your trainer knows. Don't try to, control that, because it will control you. You'll mess around, fall asleep with your freaking eyes open. You ever did that before? You ever did it while you was driving though? That micro sleep, you got your eyes wide open trying to stay awake. Next thing you know, you're doing this and you're waking up. Can't even remember the last few mile markers. You don't even know how you got around the curve. You probably know where you are. Very dangerous. That micro sleep can be deadly. All it takes is a second and all hell can break loose. You know it, and I know it. So don't take a chance. You gotta be safe. As long as you think safety, and do that, you should be okay. All right. My trainer has some bad habits. He's been driving for a while. I still remember his name is James. He lived from North Carolina. So he was a big tailgater. He was aggressive on the road, had a bad attitude. Somebody cut in front of him, oh, he was pissed. His foot was on the gas pedal, on the accelerator. I mean, he was like right up on him. He was on him. I said, man, I'm over there mashing brakes on the passenger side. Like, dang. And they'll eventually move out of the way. He'd go right on bound. So I saw him doing that. And I did the same thing. See, because good trainers lead by example. That was not a good example. And I knew better. But I still did it because my trainer did it. And I thought, okay, well, this is what we do. They get the hell out the way. And sure enough, when they cut in front of me, I'm dead on them. Oh, man, I'm dead on them. If they hit their brakes, I could hit my brakes at the same time they could. But I couldn't stop. You know, that would have been very, very bad for my career and maybe their lives. So that's the kind of things you got to always think about. Don't do it if it ain't safe. What broke me out of that was I was in Atlanta, Georgia, going around 285 around that loop. Traffic was stopped up on that west side, and I saw a JB Hunt truck that ran up over somebody. I mean, just ran up. You can tell it was a rear-end collision. I mean, the whole thing was on top of this car. And I saw that, and I like, oh, that ain't gonna be me. I would not be making that phone call or having that situation to deal with. I started backing off. I didn't back off every time, but I backed off a lot. And I'm just being straight up. And but eventually I learned that it ain't worth it. You know, you gotta just take it easy, stay cool, keep the road rage to an absolute minimum or zero, so you can focus and stay safe. My dad always told me, let the fool have the right of way. And so I would never forget that. And so when somebody cut in front of her, it pisses me off. I hate when they do that, especially when no one's behind me and they just pull right out in front of me. They ain't going nowhere, and I got to slow down. Burns my blood. But, you know, I learned to expect the unexpected. We know that's what they're going to do. Let them do it. They'll be all right. So just stay cool. Let's stay cool. All right. The paperwork. See, driving is the easiest part of trucking. I mean, that's just my opinion. It's all the other stuff you got to do. You got to make sure you do your paperwork correctly. You know, you got to fuel correctly. You got to make sure you go to the right fuel stop. Make sure you follow your GPS. Use a road atlas. Read the road signs no matter what. You read the road signs. You have to pay attention, right? Driving down the road, you already know you can do that. It's when you get off the road when things change. I'm just telling you what's real. When you get off the road, everything's changed. Everything changed. You got a lot more traffic now. Just about all the time. Just about everywhere. Just about. Now you got to make sure you watch it, because you got to make these turns. On the interstate, you're primarily just going down the road, but now you got to start turning left, turning right. You got stoplights, you know, traffic lights. You got four-way stop signs. You got roundabouts. You got jug handles. You got everything to deal with. And you got to follow your directions to get to your destination. So when you get off the road, slow down so you can focus. If you're going too fast, then you're not going to see the signs. You're not going to be able to maybe stop like you need to safely without slamming on the brakes or without smashing into someone. So you don't get in a hurry, okay? Hurry up, but don't rush. Let me say that again. I said, hurry up, but don't rush. Slow your thinking down. Calm down. Take a deep breath. Relax. Pay attention. Be aware of your surroundings and freaking focus. See, you can do it. You can do it. All right. Training, I don't know, sometimes it lasts like 120 driving hours, 160 hours, or 2 weeks, 3 weeks until the training say they feel like you're good enough to get out there on your own. Okay. Whether they say that or not, if you don't feel like you're ready for it, then make sure your company know. Take your training, tell your company, whatever. Get more training if that's what you need. The last thing you want to do is feel and know that you're not ready. You take on a responsibility to get behind the wheel of the truck, and then you make a terrible mistake. There's several times where people feel like they're already way more than ready and still can make mistakes. They can happen to anybody. So all I'm saying is this here: no matter what the case may be or the situation is or your freaking circumstances, slow down, pay attention. See, truckers think they got to go fast. Truckers don't need speed. You just need power in your motor. You need to be able to slow down and focus. Okay? The slower you go, you have a better chance of seeing everything that's around you. When I was a trainer too. I trained people. I trained them. I trained several people, and just about all of them made it. Some of them quit before they even got a chance to finish because different reasons. Some of them missed home. Some of them didn't want to drive their shift and wanted to just lie to the guy. No, you want to be in my truck sandbag. You got to put in work. You ain't gonna ride around sightseeing. Hell no. Ain't nothing for you to just ride around looking around. You got to work. So you got to be serious about trucking because it's a matter of life and death. It depends on those situations. Anything can happen and boom, blink of an eye. So you just be prepared. Make sure you rest. You can't operate the vehicle safely without the proper rest. I'm trying to tell you what I mean. If you're not rested well enough, your judgment ain't gonna be good enough sometimes. You won't be able to see as clear as you need to. You won't be able to think as clear as you need to. And the decisions you make may not be the ones you need to make. You understand what I'm saying? You with me? All right, so I'm just trying to keep you safe. I don't want you getting out there and hurting yourself or hurting someone else. Right? You gotta take it easy. So remember, communicate with your trainer, communicate with your company, and be true to yourself. Whatever you do, do it safely. You understand? All right, that's all I'm saying for now. I mean, we can go on and on and on about, things to do, things to expect, about going over the road with a trainer, and I think it's very important to, just have it out in the open. And I wish I could have a dialogue with somebody, but I want to talk to a trainer. I want to talk to somebody that was with a trainer, someone that's going to go with a trainer. I would like to have those conversations. I'm going to start looking for people to have a discussion about that, see how the experience was with them. Because, a lot of times, especially back in the days, I don't know about now, they used to put people out on the side of the road. I mean, they get into it with the trainer, they have an argument, a disagreement, out, it's out. Either at the truck stop, side of the road, just put out. They don't even know where they are, way, way miles away from home and just damn near stranded. I dealt with so many, I'm talking about countless situations like that. Not from my truck. I mean, when I got off the road, working in the office, working with trainers and trainees, it was a disaster sometimes. My goodness. So, it's not good for someone to put somebody out when they can literally, if you don't get along, that's fine. Get them to a safe place. Get them, get with the company, get to the bus station, whatever. I don't know. But no one should just be kicked out of the truck unless they pose an absolute danger or threat to the trainer or to everybody around them. Different story there. All right. When you're out there on the road with a trainer, even when you're not with one, but since we're talking about being with a trainer, don't indulge in alcohol. You're not supposed to do it, so then why would you do it? I don't care if you're eating dinner on a 10-hour break, forget all that. You're not off duty per se. You're still considered to be on duty. You can't have alcohol. So don't be drinking because you got to drive. You got to rest. Leave alcohol alone until you get home. Leave the alcohol alone until you get home. Different story. And then don't consume any. The safety regulations tell you within 4 hours of returning to duty. Well, some companies are more strict. They might say 6 hours. They might say 8 hours. All right? But you have to be responsible. This is not just another job. This is a change of freaking lifestyle. So if you got a purpose of being on the road, let it be known. Be serious about it. You still can have fun, but you got to take it seriously. right? Especially when it's time you go through the mountains, when it's time you drive at night, time you drive in inclement weather. When it's time for you to drive, period, right? You got to stay cool. All right, so look here. We're probably going to revisit this. This is a big, big topic and a very serious one. It can be fun, but it's still serious. So because I want you to be safe, I want you to be successful, and then maybe one day you may be training someone to be safe and successful like you're going to be, or like you are. All right? So stay cool. This is T Young, 18 Wheels Maneuvering Skills, Thomas Young, 18 WMS. Let's stay safe.